Hello everyone and a warm welcome to another Living Football episode from the home of FIFA here in Zurich, Switzerland. Today we mark the 2-year anniversary of the FIFA UNODC partnership with a special guest from Lithuania, and we visit Costa Rica. Much has been done, much has changed, but there are still real threats to the integrity of football. Therefore, FIFA and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the UNODC, have teamed up in their efforts to tackle match manipulation in football. September marks the 2-year anniversary of this relationship.
Match-fixing investigations can be complex and challenging and may require a high level of expertise and cooperation within and among FIFA, confederations, member associations and law enforcement authorities. In line with its vision of making football truly global, FIFA launched the FIFA Global Integrity Programme in March 2021 in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the UNODC. The programme served as a great opportunity for integrity officers worldwide to interact, share their experiences and best practice, create a solid network and build up synergies to combat match manipulation in an effective, efficient and coordinated manner. The FIFA Global Integrity Programme exceeded all expectations, marking a clear watershed in the fight against match fixing. Following its launch, the programme reached more than 400 representatives from governments and football associations across the globe, with 29 workshops being held. The programme, developed in collaboration with the UNODC and football's regional confederations, delivered the knowledge and tools needed to prevent and fight match manipulation and promote integrity by setting up successful and sustainable initiatives at member association level. Today, we announce that the FIFA Global Integrity Programme has come to an end, although the work will and must go on. FIFA and the UNODC remain firmly committed to collaborating in order to keep supporting member associations and confederations in improving their capacity to prevent, detect and investigate match manipulation incidents and safeguard football from corruption and organized crime.
FIFA and the UNODC have concluded its first ever International Integrity Education Programme. And we are pleased that Ramona Bystritskaite is now joining us. She is the Integrity Officer of the Lithuanian Football Federation. Ramona, it's great to have you.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Thanks for having me. Absolutely pleasure to be here.
So you've worked with FIFA on the programme, so we are very excited to hear about your experience. Well, FIFA and the UNODC, that's a powerful combination when it comes to supporting all the 211 member associations in terms of their fight and their efforts against match manipulation. But my first question would be then, how big is this problem still in football?
It's still a problem. It's still a challenge, and I would say, according to my personal opinion, it's still one of the biggest threats, match fixing, one of the biggest threats to modern football, if not the biggest one. And you know, those who are working in the field of football integrity, we cannot be relaxed. Those victories that we achieve, they are so fragile. We should be vigilant. So this is still a problem indeed.
Since its launch in March 2021, over 400 representatives from governments and football associations across the globe took part in these workshops with FIFA and the UNODC. So from your experience, what can you tell us about the benefits of this program?
Mm-hmm. Indeed, it was a great program, and very relevant and already awaited for some time. And by the way, football integrity domain was very insightfully presented in an introductory, systematic, also encouraging way. And of course, we get this unique opportunity to update our knowledge. For example, being a sports lawyer, I was, very interested about legal parts, part of regulation, application of regulations, cast cases, and investigation also. All those things, and I was a twofold beneficiary as a participant. At the same time, FIFA and UNODC team, they trusted me for the delivery of Lithuanian football integrity perspective. So I shared my experience. I received a lot of feedback. It was super great to feel this atmosphere, this temperature of the community of integrity officers.
You are an experienced international sports lawyer and an expert in the field when it comes to sports integrity with over 13 years of experience and legal practice in the field. So how would you describe FIFA's efforts when it comes to fair play and safeguarding sport from corruption and crime?
Mm-hmm. To be honest, FIFA is doing indeed a great job. The system of resistance is there, so regulation, a solid framework of regulations, dedicated bodies, passionate staff, so also international cooperation with key global actors. So also innovations, innovative solutions regarding the reporting of malpractices, everything is there. So very good basis, but however, there is a room for improvement, according to my personal opinion. There are many things to do to catch up. And personal myself, I would see FIFA more assisting us national federations on the ground, more engagement, and also I see that the regulation needs to be harmonized. For example, a level of sanctions for match fixing as well. Some harmonization is needed.
But speaking of the tools, so FIFA has an online reporting system, for example, an integrity app is giving support to its member associations. How well have all these tools been accepted so far in the meantime? What do you think?
I think they're great. I checked myself. It's easy to connect. It's easy. You just simply Google, and if you tap, FIFA integrity or FIFA match fixing, you will be easily guided towards reporting mechanisms. But there are some issues also here, and those FIFA and other reporting mechanisms are not that effective as we wish today. So I think there are a few challenges. There are many of reporting mechanisms. FIFA has its own, UEFA, every sport organization, and even organizations not related to sport, they offer those reporting mechanisms. So on the one hand, for example, being a football player, willing to report. On the one hand, I have a big variety of channels to report. On the other hand, I could be misled, which is the right channel for me to report. Therefore, in the near future, I would expect, more collaboration between those reporting channels rather than competition. So, and I think that the message should be delivered for the potential reporters that, look, whichever channel you will use, the information will reach the right address and the measures will be taken.
So, Ramune, in the, let's say, unlikely case of an attempt of match fixing, okay, if I do have the feeling something is going wrong, what can I do? And do I have to fear to be exposed?
Jessica, if you feel that something is wrong, please do speak out. Please report. And if it's football, so it's simply the majority of people on our planet, they know that FIFA is a football governing body. So you just simply Google FIFA integrity, FIFA match fixing, and you will be guided easily to reporting mechanisms. So it's quite easy. The main thing is not to be in the silent, but speak out. Please speak out.
That's the message. Thank you very much for joining us, Ramune. It was a great pleasure to have you. Well, the FIFA and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime's first ever International Integrity Education Program has now been concluded, but the fight for fair play continues.
We hope so, that it will have its continuation. And thank you so much for having me here. It was a great pleasure.
And I think it's so important to know that people and women, strong women like you, are fighting for the values of football. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure. Thank you.
And we continue with important women in football. In May 2022, FIFA launched the second edition of its Coach Mentorship Programme. We've already talked about that with the amazing Pia Sundhage and her mentee Tracy Cavins, head coach of the United States Under-20 women's national team here on Living Football. But now the program really came to life in Costa Rica.
The aim of this program is very simple indeed. It aims to ensure that we have more women coaches at the highest level, to help female coaches to achieve greater results in their current position by offering coaching, guidance and support on career development and creating a global network.
The key objectives were to bring everyone together, to allow them to get to know each other and really grow as a group. And then also to allow the mentees to meet their mentors for the first time. Some of them have met maybe on a football pitch, but it's a different environment. And then to allow them to also experience different topics throughout the program. We brought different experts from different fields and different topics to allow them to explore different way of thinking. Maybe some ideas, initiatives, considerations that they haven't had as part of their coaching pathway and development, and just to be able to think differently, to walk away from the workshop having thought of something that they will incorporate in their day-to-day work.
I need to get more coaches at an elite level, especially female coaches, and I think this program it's really opening those opportunities for other coaches to come through. You have World Cup winners, you have Olympic winners here, and you get to pick their brains, and I think that is just amazing about this program. And every time you come to an event like this with a development of coaches, you learn more and more, because as I said, we sit together and we sort of talk, and then the lights go on. Wow, I can use that going forward. The same with the coach who you're mentoring. There's so much you can learn from them, because we each come from different situations, different backgrounds, and maybe there's a problem that they've already solved. And just by speaking about it, I get to learn about that and be able to solve something in the future.
This program makes it special because you create a relationship and you create those opportunities to meet people and spread the word. And you had a chance to open doors, you had the chance to go into doors where you've never been before. And this kind of support could make the difference. Look at yourself and look at your strength and your weakness. And then reach out and listen, because then you learn.
I think a program like this, you're surrounded by incredible coaches who've won World Cups, you know, Olympic Games, and then you've got young aspiring coaches who are already on a journey, and I think you put those experiences together. You know, if I'd have had that 5 years ago, you know, you can only imagine the impact that has on people. So I think it's incredibly important to have people that you can relate to, that have experienced things that maybe you haven't. And for me personally, that's a great start to the whole program, is, you know, sharing ideas, problems you might face. It's ultimately create better coaches around the world, because if we create better coaches, we'll create a better product on the pitch, and the game's come so far already. But to have those people all in one room sharing stories, I think it's incredible.
C'est un très bon programme qui nous permet de rencontrer déjà de grands entraîneurs, ou de grandes entraîneurs avec un E, des gens très expérimentés, mais également le fait de pouvoir partager toutes nos expériences de terrain, mais aussi de vie entre les mentors et les mentorés. Beaucoup d'échanges, énormément d'échanges, mais aussi le partage. C'est vrai qu'on parle souvent de partage d'expérience. Je pense qu'il est important, la communication aujourd'hui a une grande place dans le football. Il nous faut, nous aussi, entraîneurs, être capables de communiquer avec les autres, s'ouvrir aux autres, et puis partager, comme je viens de le dire, toutes nos belles expériences.
The program in itself is amazing. Just the caliber of information that is in the room, the knowledge, the experience, and being able to be shared to our next generation of coaches coming through, who are currently either with the under-17s or under-20 national teams or involved with clubs. The program is about building a global network where we want to connect the generations and push boundaries so that we can become curious, we become innovative, and keep the game growing at such a high level.
Die FIFA hat ganz bestimmt wunderbare Programme, und insbesondere die, wo ich jetzt auch beteiligt bin, die Trainerinnen angeht, oder Trainer und Trainerinnen, die im Frauenbereich arbeiten. Das ist der Schlüssel zum Erfolg. dass wir da weiterkommen und immer mehr Frauen auch inspirieren.
And of course, congratulations to Spain, who won the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in the final against Japan. As we all know, COVID has hit football really hard all over the world. One of the first FIFA tournaments to be held a year and a half after the outbreak of the pandemic was the Beach Soccer World Cup last year. And to ensure constant development, top technical experts from all over the world now met in Zurich. Because one thing is clear, you can also work the magic in the sand.
I feel like in beach soccer, you have maybe 1 second to react and then it goes again because it's so quick. So the speed is so important that I think this all goes back down to training. You have to train with the amount of efforts or the amount of time that you spend on a pitch. Most teams normally players spend 3 or 4 minutes on a pitch at once and then they go off to rest for 3 or 4 minutes. Yeah. So I think it's important in training to replicate the 3 or 4 minutes of training, intense, and then go off and rest.
Playing on sand, football, 5 against 5. Incredible, attractive game. A lot of responsibility for every player. I was so attracted. And the next day I go to the car, I drive to Monaco and I get involved with the Beach Soccer Worldwide Federation. And I said, is Switzerland playing this game? No, not yet. Okay, I will do it for Switzerland.
Beach soccer is a spectacle. Beach soccer is goals. We want to win. We know we have to improve our defensive system too. Absolutely. But we understand that this sport is completely different to the others. Yes. This makes show, spectacle, environment, many aspects that the coach have to understand and have to feel.
There is nothing to add.
It was a pleasure, yeah.
Playing amazing locations, you have so many tournaments, the people, the spirit, and yeah, also technically it's very it's challenging. You have less players on the field, you have the ball possession much more often and have much more action as a player.
Yes, we can.
And the highlights of the last FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup are available on FIFA Plus. That is it for this Living Football episode. So thanks for watching, everyone. See you again for episode 14. Until then, have a great time, stay healthy, and bye-bye.